Hey you guys, I'm not gonna start talking until you let me know if you can hear me. I tried to move, but if the signal is still bad, then I might have to go home and do this at home. So I'm gonna wait for you guys to pop in to let me know how can you hear me and how the signal is. It looks like it's okay. I'm seeing some hearts. Hi, can you guys hear me good? Let me know if it's even like spotty or something, you guys, so then I'll just go. I don't want it to cut off or anything. Can y'all hear me good? Better? Clear? Cool. All right, guys. Hello. Hello. Guys, I'm at an equestrian park. This park is right by my house. There's usually like horses and stuff here. They're usually here on like the weekends and stuff. But all right, anyways. All right, back to what I was saying. I am Olivia Grace. This is the Master Manifestors channel. Here I talk about law of assumption, manifestation, all that good stuff. So if you're into that, then I'd love for you to be a part of the community. I am going to have a Godstate activation, which is a one-day masterclass. I'll have that up soon, like posted soon. I also will have another group coaching for SP manifestation. So many of my girls are like back together with their SPs, had their SPs conforming, got all kind of great, amazing things going on. And most importantly, all of them shifted very, very drastically. So it was such a beautiful experience. I'm going to do that again. So we're going to do that in December. And I'll have more info about that posted a little bit later as well. You guys can also work one-on-one with me and join the Patreon, get your first 7 days free. All that's in the description. But yeah, first we're talking about hi everybody again, by the way. Thanks for coming back. We're talking about 3D is not the boss of you, okay? This is not gonna be long because we talk about this like every video. But I feel like it's a good reminder, okay? Because you believing whatever you're seeing in 3D is what is keeping you there, and that's literally it, okay? You deciding that this is real and this is more powerful than me and this is over me and this is what it is, okay, is what is keeping it there. Even your limiting beliefs, even, you know, whatever circumstance it is, even the time that it's taking, it's slow, it's delayed, it's whatever. All of these things are your state of consciousness, okay? That's it. All right. So when you know that, you stop allowing 3D to tell you things. And the reason why I'm making this video, you guys, because this is really what has the ability to shift you instantaneously, okay, is understanding that what I'm seeing is not final. It's not even a piece. It's not even a little fingernail of what all is, right? Oh, you're at the park too, Beauty Alchemist. I love that. It is a beautiful day, y'all. You know, here in Atlanta, it's like you get multiple seasons in one day. So by tonight, it'll be back to winter, but right now it feels like spring. So, but yeah, because we keep thinking like, oh, well, look at 3D, I don't see what I want, or look at 3D, it's looking opposite, or it's looking like this or whatever, so that means I don't have what I want. And you keep deducting that from what you're seeing. You keep making your present moment wrong, okay? Here's what I want to say. You keep making your present moment wrong, and you keep thinking that, oh, you know, my change is happening in the future, right? So it's fine if my 3D is wrong right now. My change is happening in another moment, but the only moment is now, okay? And so you don't have to acknowledge that 3D is not looking how you want. You don't have to make 3D mean anything. And if anything, if you're gonna make it mean something, make it mean something in your favor, okay? So the more that you continue to look at what is and decide that, well, I'm in a box, or this can't change, or I'm stuck, or even just associating and identifying with what is, the more that you are solidifying yourself in that reality, okay? And you don't have to. The idea, like I said, is that people believe that, well, you know, eventually these things will change. And then once they change, I can identify as a different person. But that's literally not how manifestation works. That's backwards, right? You make the identity shift first, and then reality changes. But the problem is that you guys are used to living like regular people, You know what I mean? Like muggles. So for muggles, that is how they live. You know, every day sucks until somebody does something nice for me and now my day is good, right? But it's not about what's happening outside of you, y'all. And what I'm really trying to get y'all to understand is that the 3D has the power that you give it, okay? It has the power that you give it. So if you say, well, this is what it is, or this is all that it can be, or look at what it's been for whatever, and this is just it, I'm accepting it, or I'm identifying as, you know, the type of person that experiences this, and this means that I haven't changed, and this and that, right? Then you're deciding that. You're deciding that with your powerful mind, okay? You're deciding that with your powerful mind. You're literally like, you're like strapping yourself tighter like into the 3D experience, okay? So the thing is, stop trying to come above it. Realize that you are above it. You're already above it, okay? You're already above it. But your decision, if you sit here and you hear that and you're like, no, I'm not though, because blah, 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 blah. Well, then who's saying that? You're saying that, okay? And that's exactly why it is how it is. So this is where like delusion, right? What they call delusion. And you guys know that I can get with delusion, you know what I'm saying? But and here's why it's not really delusion. It's because all things are happening, not just possible, happening, right? So is it delusion to think, like, if someone says it's cold right now, right? It's hot, I got shorts on and a t-shirt. But if somebody says it's cold right now, is that delusion? Like, no, where they are, it is cold. Just because it's not where I am, it's not what I'm experiencing right now, doesn't mean it's not at all happening, right? It just means it's happening somewhere where I'm not. So this is the same thing with manifestation. It's happening somewhere, not where you're not, but in a consciousness that you're not in, right? So if you keep looking to what is to give you a reason or, I don't know, permission to shift, permission to think differently, to be differently, you keep staying in Tringsville, right? And I want to define this for you guys, because what I mean when I say Tringsville is that every day you're waking up. First of all, let's start with what the law of assumption is in the first place, right? Is you're assuming something as a fact now with no proof. This is what the law of assumption is. So this is different from linear manifesting. It's different from, I'm going to set this intention and hopefully once the moon is full and all this stuff, then it's going to manifest. And that's one way that you can do it. But if you want to do it now, if you want to shift instantaneously, you want to shift now, then you get into the now, which is all that there is, okay? So if that is so, then when you every day are waking up and identifying as, I'm the version who doesn't have it yet, right? I'm the version that doesn't have it yet. And once I get it, then I'll be the version that has it. That's you in Tringsville. So every single day you're waking up, you're assuming and you're persisting in, I don't have it yet. And I'm doing all these things. That's why you're doing hella techniques. That's why you're doing stuff all day long. You're affirming all day long. You're doing all this stuff. You're doing it for months and years and you still don't have what you want, because that's what you actually believe and what you have accepted as true. When you think about what an assumption is, that's what it is. It's what have you accepted as true in the moment. And that's what the point of this video is that the reason why you keep accepting as true that you don't have it and it's not done is because you make your decisions about what's done and what you have based off of 3D. Okay. And so let's really think about that. If whatever you're deciding in the now is what it is, and if every now moment you're deciding, well, I don't have this thing, right? And I'm trying to get it and I'm doing all this stuff. And as soon as you wake up, you don't even give yourself a moment to fully wake up into reality before you already decide that I don't have what I want, right? You're in that assumption. You're deep in that assumption that I don't have what I want. And then you're wondering, well, why does 3D look the same? And why isn't it changing? And I'm doing all the things, but you're doing it from the state that says I don't have it, right? This is why your state trumps your action, even your manifestation action. What you believe, what you have accepted as true is what it is. So this is how you shift instantly. You decide and accept something else as what it is. But you can't do that when you are heavily identified with what is in front of you, okay? And honestly, you guys, like, I don't mean this in a mean way, but just being dead ass for real with y'all, like, this is like lesson number 1 in manifestation, okay? This is lesson number 1 in manifestation, of understanding that you cannot continue to identify with what is and think that it's going to change. You can't continue to look at what is and say, oh, well, this is what it is, so this is all that it can be. And when I say that you might as well be a muggle, sometimes I'll be thinking like, maybe I shouldn't say that. But I say that because life is going to make a lot more sense to you. Like, it's going to make more sense. If you're going to continue to judge based off what it is, then just do that. But understand that that's not manifesting, you know? So yes, you do need to be delusional, okay? If a fool would persist in his folly, he would become wise. What does that mean, right? If you it means that an assumption, though false, if persisted, it will harden into fact. So I feel like that statement right there really encompasses the law perfectly. An assumption. What is an assumption? It's something that you're accepting is true with no proof, right? Though false. So we know that you're not seeing it when you look in the 3D. It's not like that's skipped over or not mentioned. We know you're not seeing it in the 3D if persistent in. But if you continue to assume it and you continue to take it on, and you continue to imagine it, you continue to manifest it, it will harden into fact. It will become true, right? So if the fool would persist in his folly, if you persist in your delusion, he would become wise. You would become true. Then all the people that are telling you you're delusional, then they'll be asking you, well, how did you get that job? Or how did you get that money? How did you get that person? How did this happen for you? Right? So, but you can't do any of those things, right? You're not even at step number 1 if you can't make the assumption that is currently false, currently appears to be false. And it's not even false, you guys. What you are accepting as true is what is manifesting instantaneously, okay? So even on the level, like I said earlier, of your beliefs, I don't know if that was in the video earlier or whatever, but even on the level of what you think you believe, where you're like, this is hard for me, or this is limiting, I have a limiting belief, or I'm this way, or I'm that way. Okay, all of those things are things that you have assumed and persistent in. It's something that you're accepting as true. And you truly don't have to accept anything as true as long as you want to. Like you don't have to continue to accept things as true as long as just because they're true, just because it's in front of you, right? You have to be able to come above that. This is what all visionaries do. This is what anybody who's done anything revolutionary has done, is they come beyond what is, okay? If you want to do the same old shit that everybody does, then keep looking at what is and deducting from that. Literally. Like, if you want to be a regular, if you want to be a normal person, then keep doing what everybody else is doing. Keep falling in line with the muggles, right? But if you want to be a revolutionary, if you want to do some shit that hasn't been done, you have to be able to see what hasn't been done before it's done. That's how everything that has been invented, everything that has been brought into the physical is done. You have to know it and see it before it is done, okay? So that's really it, you guys. Stop looking at what is and deciding this is what it is, okay? Stop doing that, because you're doing that to yourself. You're accepting with your powerful mind what is, okay? And you just don't have to. But as long as you're in this like hypnotized state of accepting what you see as final and as fact, that's exactly what it's going to be. Not because that's all it can be, but because that's what you, as your powerful self, decided. So decide right now that I don't have to accept what is. And this goes so deep, you guys. Thank you, Lisa. This goes so deep, you guys, because it's not... I just lost my train of thought. Damn, it'll come back to me. But yeah, don't use your power to reinforce what you no longer want. That exactly. I feel like that's said perfectly, Princess. But yeah, it goes so deep because it really goes to even to the point of what you're able to do in reality is decided by you. So like I made a revision video before this. I'm going to post it for you guys. But like when it came to revision, I was accepting that revision had to, not that it had to, but just accepting for myself, this is how it unfolds. And so I was locking myself into that experience and not open to it unfolding in a different and more mystical way. Okay, even the things that Neville himself like experienced, Neville experienced so many mystical things, so many things that were beyond logic, right? But Neville experienced those things because he was open to experiencing those things, okay? So but if you are sitting here like, well, I don't think it's possible for me to manifest money without a job or without this or that, okay, then that's exactly what you're making true, all right? Understand that everything you say is something that you're making true. Everything that you're believing is something that you're making to be true. Even your beliefs are things that you made to be true. It's not actually fundamentally true. It just is what you decided that it is, okay? And if you want to decide something different, you have to be able to come beyond, right? Close the door to the senses, right? And what you discuss with your father in secret, he will reward you openly, all right? Like, you got to be able to step away from what is. Disassociate. I tell you guys, I don't tell you to ignore, right? I don't tell you to ignore, right? I just say disassociate. That's not the version of me. It doesn't matter. Stop making it matter, okay? There's people like, I talk about RJ Spina. He's a guy who was paralyzed, okay? He was paralyzed. I think he had like something, he had some like double digits, like maybe 20 different diseases that were attacking his body, okay? And one of them or a couple of them left him paralyzed. That is a situation where most people, accept, like, and he was completely paralyzed, all right? Most people will accept that's just my life, okay? Most people are gonna encourage you to accept that's just your life. You know, don't get yourself thinking that something could be different. Don't get your hopes up. This is just what it is, right? But he did not accept that, okay? And guess what? He walks today. That's the difference, y'all. That's all I'm telling you. He very well could have said, you know what? Being paralyzed and what my doctors that are trained and all this stuff are telling me is that it's over for me. And I accept that, right? But he didn't. He did not accept what was in front of him. And if somebody can manifest themselves not being paralyzed, y'all, you can manifest whatever it is that you want, okay? But you have to think about, instead of thinking about what he did, right, think about the mentality. And it really actually, full circle, goes to not letting 3D tell you what to do. You could be a god to 3D, or 3D can be a god to you, period. That's all that it is. It is very simple. Yes. Like, either you are supreme to 3D because you said so, or 3D is supreme to you because you said so. And even so, you're still supreme to it. It's just because you said you're not, so you're not. Like, that's the thing. You're always exercising your power. You're always getting back what you put out, okay? You're always experiencing and in the reality that you have selected. And it doesn't matter if you're not saying I choose this, right? By you saying, but this is still going on, and still acknowledging it, and still all this stuff, then that's you choosing it. Okay? All right. Don't try and control 3D and just my own consciousness was a big aha for me. Yes, this is a big aha. This is because so many people are they're still identified with the 3D, y'all. That's the problem. You still believe that 3D is the one that tells you who you are, tells you what it is, tells you what it's gonna be, tells you what to do. Okay, thank you, Round Bunny. But as long as you still believe that, bruh, you're in that game. You put that game into PlayStation, bruh. You put the game where everybody tells me what to do and everybody, like whatever, everything has power over me. You put that game into your console. You're playing that game. Just as easy as you did that, you can take it out, okay? Not the GOAT trophy, period. Thank you, Lisa. I love you guys. Not a 3D exorcism, princess. You're hilarious. Oh my gosh. But yeah, that's when my life changed, you guys. When I stopped looking outside for the change and only looked within. And the reason why, because somebody said, I don't know if it was on my live or something I was reading, but they're like, well, anytime you're manifesting, aren't you manifesting to see the change on the outside? Yes, you are. But if your focus is on the outside the entire time, then that you keep identifying with it, okay? You keep identifying with it. This is what I mean. If your focus is on, if I say right now, I want to manifest it to rain, and I keep looking and checking, but there's no clouds in the sky, and it's so blue outside, and it's so sunny, how could it rain? How am I going to be persisting inside, right? You need to go to your imagination. And this is the thing, like our imagination is childish to us because we're adults and we're serious and we have bills and we have all these things. But it is literally the only thing that will free you. Let me know what else has freed you in your life. Okay, let me know that the job that you've been praying for, did it free you? No. Or you already sick of clocking in there, right? Did any of these places and these other people, these gurus, people passing the damn plate, did they free you? No. Did the doctor free you? No. Did anything free you? No, it's not. Because only you can free yourself. And until you do that, you're just going to be spinning around in circumstances and wondering and being in victim mode and mentality and all this type of shit, like, until you realize to go to self. And you cannot go to self as long as you're identified with what's in front of you. Okay? As long as you're accepting as what's in front of you as real, as the truth, as what it can only be. Okay? So that's really it. And you guys already know what I'm talking about, because we talk about this like every day. But it's one thing to talk about it. It's one thing to hear it. It's one thing to be like, wow, that makes a lot of sense. And another thing to really look at the thing in 3D and say, you know what? I'm not resonating with you anymore. I'm not identified with you anymore. Okay? I told you guys about the when you put your 2 weeks in at your job and your boss is mad, like you're not doing your numbers right and you spend too much time on your break. Do you care? No, because you don't work there anymore mentally, even though you're sitting at the cubicle. Right? You're sitting in the cubicle. He's in your face, but you know, mentally you're checked out. You're not working there anymore. So what he's saying has no bearings on you. This is the way you need to see 3D. Okay? It has no bearings on you. All right? And as long as it does, like imagine if this person that put their 2 weeks in was still upset and still hustling and trying and doing all this stuff for a boss that's not even their boss anymore. Why? It doesn't make any sense. You know? Okay. All right, you guys, I don't really see any questions, so I'm gonna go. I'm intending this prospers, you guys. I know that it has. And I'm sending you guys infinite love, and just encouraging you guys to exercise the power that you have. It's not even about getting it, y'all. It's not about getting it. It's about exercising it. It's about taking this as more than just, wow, that's a nice video that I watched and wow, I feel great, and actually asserting yourself to 3D. That's the only thing, because this is the thing, you guys, once you assert yourself to 3D, it will bend to you and you'll know. Instead of knowing it as a concept, as wow, I read all the books, you'll know it as an experience. Okay? Okay. All right, you guys, I love you guys, and I will see you guys. I'm gonna post a video hopefully today. I believe today, definitely for members today, but I love you guys so much. I'm intending to prosper you. I know that it has, and I will see you guys in a video.